Yeah, when you are.
Sweet. And we are live. Nope. Alright. We are going live now.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to T. Can you not hear us? Awesome. Why is it not picking us up?
No, it's picking us up.
It is?
Yeah, I can hear us.
Okay. Hey, you need to put on your headset.
Sorry about that, folks. First time setting this up. So as you may hear, I know some of you are from a fun place. I'm Loople, and over here we have Chaotic Neutral. Uh, Otherwise the one of the owners for TPO. And this is our little rewind. A few of our teams are making it to the finals from Mythic Esports. So we kind of want to give a rundown on some of the teams that they're going to be, the opposing teams, and also some of the players. So everybody knows what's going on, stuff like that. How you doing, Chaotic?
I'm good. How are you tonight, Ripple?
Eventful. So much eventful things happening this night. So Juggernaut, we're not gonna talk about this. uh, so basically, for tomorrow's series, we have TPO Argonauts versus Prefno Leash, and also we have TPO We Hate Renekton's versus the Salty Mandrakes. So I'm actually that it's actually gonna be kind of really fun. Um, yes, we don't talk about Fight Club, Loki. We don't do that. You, everybody can still hear us, right? No, I can hear you. No, no, no. I lost you now. I lost you now.
Good. Still?
Thank you.
Better?
Yeah. No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
Uh, Juggernaut, can we hear Jim now?
Can
I
you
think
guys hear me
so.
still? No? Maybe?
I don't know. I'm waiting for the chat. Juggernaut can't. Okay.
Uh,
Already people are going after each other uh in the chat. We have Dr. Bovine in the chat and also Juggernaut. Loki, everybody there. Thank you.
Ayo. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
No? It was just like, hey, yay. No? What the fuck? Come on.
No, I can hear you. I can hear
Okay.
you. I can hear you. Jim's good. Jim's good.
So
Yeah,
it
we got
was
it.
once again
Were you muted?
no, the magical. I plugged in a webcam that's not working currently. Decided to
Ah,
take that mic instead of my mic.
excellent.
So
So, let's just run it down. How about so both of these players, both these games, I'm sorry, both these games are happening on the same day. So it's a toss up on which one Mythic is going to be, um,
streaming.
streaming if it even happens. It's just gonna um. So
So
let's run down the first one, shall
yeah.
we?
So the first one is TPO Argonauts versus Prefno Leash. That one's starting at 9:15 p.m. on Friday. Um, just to go through some stuff.
Yeah. That I mean, we have for the side of TPO we have Spark Arc, and then Prep Leash has Juggernaut. But I think I don't think Juggernaut's gonna be there. Um, Juggernaut. I've been looking at the I've been looking at the Twitch chat, and yes, I the
Okay.
problem is we don't have a production, so let's not go into that here.
I got updated last second, so.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Oh, I just
So
deleted the wrong person. I didn't catch the fact that Aki Aiden went to top lane. So this will
yeah, so
actually be Aki Aiden.
So Aki Aiden is taking over the top lane.
Yeah.
I know nothing about Aki Aiden's uh top lane champions, but Spark
So
Arc.
interesting about Aki Aiden, just kind of looking
There we
over
go.
what he's played the
Yes.
past split, is he's been playing a lot of champs that are kind of AD that could possibly go top lane. Like he's played games on Renekton. A lot of his
I
champ pool
swear I was
is
gonna
kind of
yell.
like flexible between top and mid, and he's been kind of doing that style. So he probably will do well in top lane. Um,
Um, and then we have
it's
Spark Arc who can play for the lane, play for team fight.
yeah.
Yeah. Some flex picks also for the jungle. I mean, a lot of people these days have been playing a lot of top laner slash jungler um champions, so that they can kind of have like a flex pick for the jungler and the top lane, and even mid lane. By the way, if Aki plays Vayne top lane, I'm going to auto bet against them.
Oh,
Just saying. Oh, by the way, Kuba, hello, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. So there we go. We also yeah, I think it's gonna be a pretty fun matchup. I don't know if Aki I've never seen Aki play top lane unless I'm mistaken.
no, I
Um,
haven't seen him either. I've only kind of caught up on some glimpses of him in mid,
yeah.
and I actually believe that there was a game in which he did go top, and I believe Juggernaut was mid. Um, but I don't remember the champ off the top of my head. Just trying to look
Either
it up
way,
on my phone. Right.
we're gonna jump straight into the jungle matchup. Um, jungle matchup, Red Eagle versus Javi. I remember Javi. Javi is a old team from Mythic, sitting on wards. I remember him playing very well. Has a large
Yeah.
champ pool. Very diverse jungle champ pool. But I have seen Red play a couple times. Um, and also, not to mention, did play with Red a bit before we started this stream. um, very good communication, I'm gonna say. Communication is always key when it comes to junglers. I love, as everybody knows, from Mythic, I am a jungle main. Um, so communication with each of the laners and also having vision on each other is going to be very key. Um, and honestly, I think both of them have the capabilities and also the. I'm not a support main. Um, and honestly, I've seen them both play, so I do think this is going to be a very fun matchup in the jungle.
um,
By the way, don't mind the Jack Spectrum. That's Javi. It's not Jack. It's Javi.
oh, Jesus Christ.
It's okay.
Last minute change ups. Gotta
It's
love them.
okay. It's okay. We're fine. I mean, do you have anything to say about this jungle matchup?
Nope. I do know that Red Eagle does like to gank. I didn't watch that much of Javi when he was here in Mythic. Well, when he was in Mythic last split, so
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't really sure how he played. So I'm glad that you knew stuff. Regarding lane matchup, these are two brand new players that haven't been in Mythic before, to my knowledge. They weren't in last split. Um, they were both kind of quick pickups between
uh,
Everett and
I I mean, they share the same. They share two of the same champions. I mean, Victor is very strong these days into a certain matchup. Um, By the way, Skyla and Yiku, thank you. And Red, hey, what's going on? There we go. We have like a lot of people joining in
Yeah.
chat. Thank you. Um, but they do share a skill. They do share a champion pool, so I don't think that either one of them will want each other to play Victor. That's just basically it. If they have the right champ, um, team setup, I don't think they're gonna want to see uh each other play it. Apparently, according to Bovine, Everett is Spark's cousin.
Yes,
Scuba Steve.
Yeah, not actually named Steve, just nicknamed Steve.
Ah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, Steve is going to be fun. Good luck. That mid matchup just seems like kind of like we know nothing. I know nothing about these
Yeah.
players, so
It will be exciting because, like I said, when Aiden was mid, he played a lot of AD champs, so it'll be kind of interesting to see a different style in mid lane for Pref No Leash, where he's
why
more kind of AP focused champs.
now we're having fights in the chat right
About
now.
Tyler's being Steve's actual name. All right, and then we have the
But
bot lane matchup.
the cow, the myth, the legend is in the 80 carry position, the Dr. Bovine Basher. And then also we have no weedies allowed. No
Yeah.
weenies allowed. No weedies. No weenies allowed.
Ah.
I've seen last split, I remember Bovine was in the bot lane. So very not too bad of a switch for Bovine's case. No weenies. I do remember seeing them play. Um can play from behind. Knows to play safely under turret when support decides to go run off. Like every 80 carry knows. But the shared champ pool, it's massive. It's basically who gets what and what the team comp requires. So
I I will point out, No Weenies did have a quite large champ pool where it was pretty much a champion ocean. There was a ton of 80 carries and bot laners that he played, um, as well as Bovine had additional ones beyond this. So that may be
Mhm.
contested. We may not even see stuff like Zeri even considered
No,
because
I
it's
don't
just
think so.
fallen off so much. But both of these players can go and do play a very aggressive early lane, bot lane, or grab a hyper carry and just sit there and be like, I'll see you guys later when I'm gonna just shred through your team.
It's just basically gonna be stay tuned for
Yeah.
a theater near you. But then we have the support matchup, which is actually really cool. We have Tactical Baptism versus Branded Guts. I know both of these supports. I've watched Branded Guts a couple times when I've streamed for Mythic, and also I know Tactical Baptism. Tactical Baptism and Bovine actually have a synergy. It's a kind of unspoken synergy. They love to goof off. Yes, they will steal each other's pentas. Yes, um, but they do when the when it comes down to business, I know that they both can just basically dial in and ready to show some action.
Yeah.
As for Branded Guts and No Weenies, um, they are the same. Branded Guts just love to roam a lot, though. Like a lot. God, it's a lot.
Just
Like,
based off their champ pools, he does seem more like he's there to kind of build up the team, where he's playing
mhm.
more of a supportive role, while Tactical Baptism does have champs like his Blitzcrank, which is very noticeable regarding the hooks, um, and a few other ones. He plays Pike. His Renata from last split, when it was TPO Mad Cows versus instead of TPO Argonauts, his Renata was well known, was pulling in bans just because of the amount that he was able to do and kind of buff up Bovine and allow Bovine to do his own thing.
Yeah. And I kind of can't wait to see what kind of shenanigans bot lane uh both these teams will be showing. Now, for a fun one, which I think I'm going to be laughing a lot about, is the next matchup. TPO We Hate Renekton's versus the Salty Mandrakes.
And this game will be getting played on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is about an hour before, a little bit over an hour
Hmm.
before the Argonauts will start off, face off against Prefna Leash. Their
Yes.
top lane is quite big to notice because it is where they have the most vocal of the two between
Oh,
Aztec
yes.
War Priest and Bianca OTP. They both have big mouths. They both know
Oh
how
my
to they
lord.
talk the talk and they walk the walk.
Oh my
Between
lord.
um, the Mama's big man that set that Aztec plays in the top lane, and then the Aatrox from Bianca. Those two champs are the two champs that you're going to be watching out for, and to see if there can be potentially any bans towards those, or are they just going to
Okay.
let them duke it out in top lane on those two?
All right, so I'm gonna let everybody know this. Aztec War Priest lives and breathes off of powdered, like pre-workout, and so that's basically what he's going to be consuming the full like 3 hours beforehand. And Bianca sounds like she inhales gummy bears, crushed gummy bears, every single time that she plays. She like just crushes and snorts and shit. And the Aatrox uh train just starts steamrolling. So I honestly think that there are going to be some target bans towards Bianca and towards Aztec. It just seems like one of those things that must be done, because if you let either one of these people like get their mains will steamroll through a team. Like even if they're far behind and the team starts falling behind, um it seems one of those things.
Yeah. And this is one of the things like um, that's crazy. 5 out of 8 games that Aztec has played this split has been on set. I don't know why teams continue to just allow him to have it because his stats are strong. It's not like he's not creating any havoc up in top lane. He is doing his job and doing it well. But on to the jungle.
Yes. And so right now, I know that we Snom, a wild Snom is from last split. I remember we hit Renekton's again. Um, and I've seen Suck a D's peanuts. Um, I've seen both of these junglers. These junglers know what they're doing. Um, it's one of those things where it's focused. They are completely focused. They try to drive the team. They try to make sure that the objectives are pretty much taken care of when it comes down to it. And I honestly think that it's going to be a kind of jungle competition and objective competition to make sure that it works properly. Um,
These two
is
junglers
it?
are going to be crazy active. Both of them like ganking. They have been playing heavy ganking champs between the new for second D's Peanuts as well as Zac for a Wild Snom. So they're going to be looking to be active to getting kills on their laners and getting their laners ahead. Now, will it be something where they're going to start counter ganking each other and it's just going to be one big old brawl? Maybe. That would be extremely exciting to watch, but we don't know what they're coming with because both of them do have the potential to pull in a carry jungler rather than a utility jungle as well, like the Nunu and the Zac, which are those two biggest champs this split.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to watch. If we get streamed, I can't wait to kind of just look at uh, the end game stats to see what goes on with that. But you know, we see what happens. We'll see what happens, and if it goes well for either teams, we'll find out. Now we see I think this is the mid lane matchup.
Oh,
Don't
that
mind
does
the
not say mid. That says top. My bad.
that says top lane. It's fine. You were kind of rushed on this, and things were happening at the same time. So, um, so we have Funny Beaver and Syrian. I haven't watched Funny Beaver. I know Syrian. Um, And you are right with this. Both mid lanes for these teams have a love for Silas and Yone. Um, the issue is that when it comes down to it, if Silas has shitty champion ultimates to grab from, I don't think that Silas is a great pick. But Silas can 1v5 with the 1v9 with the greatest champions ultimates. Syrian, on the other hand, I've seen a couple times making some insane plays. I think there was one at the beginning of Mythic Split. Both games are not getting streamed tomorrow, Red. It's going to be up to discretion of Mythic. Um, so I don't I don't know how exactly this is going to play out in the mid lane because they are not they don't like to give up any room.
No.
Like once one has some open space to roam, they will roam. They
And
will make
then
sure that every other lane is living hell.
this doesn't even talk about their big two. Uh, the big one for Funny Beaver is Vladimir, which is crazy. He will turret dive you over and over again if he can.
Hmm.
And then there's the LeBlanc for Siren, which has shown wonders this split. Where I think he's
Yes.
died like maybe 3 times this split on LeBlanc over 3 games.
When he got streamed, I think he when he was streamed, I think he died once when he was streamed. If I'm right. I don't remember if I'm right or not. Don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
It's been a long day, people. It's been a long day. Um, but I honestly think that this is also like this whole matchup basically between We Hate Renekton and Salty Mandrakes. Um, it's full of just like if you blink, you're gonna miss something that's important, and it's a major factor that I will say that every single lane is going to try to pull their weight and make sure that every other lane's a living hell. Like it's just the way it is.
Right. On to
Um, yeah, onto bot lane, we have Yiku
which
versus Ragnarok. That I promise you, it's bot lane. Just add like a little line to the P and then flip the whole word around, and there you go. You got bot. Um,
sorry, I literally just was creating the slides and copying the slides over to make it easier to update, and apparently I did not update that section that started off
it's
with top lane matchup.
okay. It's
But
okay.
these two do not share any champs. Yiku has shown both AD and AP carries down bot lane. He's gone Syndra, he's gone Karthus, as well as some early and late game ADCs.
I swear, Giku's champ pool kind of confuses the shit out of me sometimes.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that like Snam also plays Karthus, so you're like, is Karthus early going to Snam or is it going bot lane? And technically Syndra can go mid lane, but it's one of those things of where is it going? And then for Ragnarok, he tends to play the utility carry. He plays the
Yeah.
Ashes and stuff like that. Sivir is one of them, which is a hyper carry, but does have some utility in it as well. They do have a secondary sub for AD carry though. I don't know if they're planning on switching them out at all, which is Cat Dogs, which has a completely different
Oh
champion
my
pool
gosh.
and is a
Holy
hyper
crap.
carry entirely. So if they
Yes.
show up with Ragnarok one game, they might be on utility, but if they switch them out the next game for Cat Dogs, you're gonna be expecting to see a hyper carry on Cat Dogs.
I remember they did do that. That Salty Mandrakes did switch out some players for the second game. Um, and honestly, it's kind of like one of those things where you have to expect the unexpected because one game you will be seeing one complete different playstyle, and then all of a sudden, hey, let's flip this, and let's just say get. But this bot lane, no exception to this whole game, is going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
And last but not least,
Is support.
we
Hey,
see
please
support.
ignore top again.
Uh, we have Magus Knight versus Seafell Pawns. Uh, Magus Knight, I remember from last split, uh, always does have a big champ who I don't know if it became bigger or if it's just the same. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's hit or miss. Um, but Seafell will make sure that you do not that your AD carry, if played properly, will not be able to farm. Hands down. Loves to roam. Both these supports do love to roam as well, though.
The only big difference is Magus, this split mainly, because last split he did a lot of the damage and the utility like the enchanters. This split for him, it's all been about the tanks. He's played Tom Kench, he's played Maokai, he's played Tarek. So he Tarek, which is kind of tank, but also enchanter. So he's kind of been willing to open up and pull out more picks this past split, but he still has things in his pocket. Like his Zillion is extremely strong. His
Oh
Nami was
yes, I
strong
remember
last
this.
split.
Oh, those zillion plays kind of made my brain hurt
And it's
during
not
the
even like that.
last
It's
split.
just like when you're the 80 carry and all of a sudden they decide to engage on you. He's not speeding up his 80 carry. He's letting his 80 carry walk to you and he slows you down with the E. And the second that it's you think that you're done, he just hits that refresh button and puts it back on you. So you're just walking as slow as a snail trying to escape if you can, or you're
Yeah.
forced to fight.
No, run if you can, little one. Run if you can. Uh, but these are the teams. Now, Jim, my friend,
Yeah,
I must ask you a question. Between let's go back up. Let's go back up to the first one. For Argonauts versus Prefno Leash. I need a prediction from you. I just need a little prediction. Just TPO Prefno Leash.
I'm feeling Argonauts just because there's a lot of change in Pref No Leash. There's a lot of people that are going, like Aki Aiden's going top. We've seen him play champs that can go top lane, but how well does he do when he's not kind of protected? Where the jungler's gonna pass over mid lane or behind mid lane a bunch. Is he gonna get
Ah.
caught out more? Are they just gonna? Is he gonna properly place vision? That's a big question.
Some people who then all of a sudden like play different lanes and all of a sudden go to top lane. They don't know the timing of it. They don't understand. Like sometimes it's a big gap. It's a big jump because the lane is a bit farther. It also is kind of a island. I mean, we've seen what some people have done when they're stuck on an island. No, Juggernaut. But we'll see if Spark and Eagle can work together to make sure that Aki's life is a living hell. Um,
And then between that and then how much has Yavi and the new mid laner played with the team? Are they just
yeah,
going in thinking that they're gonna outplay them based off of skill, or have they actually played together? Because
have
you
they
might have
friends
skill, but
friend?
if you're
Yeah.
not getting that macro down and you start bickering or arguing in between, the game can quickly fall apart or out of your
Oh,
hands in that
bickering.
matter.
Bickering's a big thing. Bickering's a big thing. League of Legends is a mental game, ladies and gentlemen. League of Legends is a mental game. So if you're in a shitty mental state, then you will do shit. And that's it. End of story. That's basically how the game goes. Um, Now, as for me, uh, I will say I will put my faith in TPO Argonauts. Only reason why I believe that is because Juggernaut's not there. Um, Juggernaut lives by these three things in life. I'm not going to repeat them because I think everybody's heard me say them too many times. Um,
He
but
tried
that's just
split
my
pushing on
mentality.
Maokai.
Oh my gosh. That I gotta ask, why, bro? Why are you trying to split push on Maokai? Um, but either way, We're gonna jump to TPO We Hate Renekton versus the Salty Magics. Jim, prediction.
So this game is either going to go two ways. It's either going to be one team stomps the ever living shit out of one of them, or it is an absolute bloodbath.
I honestly think it's gonna be the latter. I honestly think it's going to be the latter of the two. Um, the only reason why I say that, I agree with you on that second one, is because I think that both junglers are basically gonna be camping top lane. Top lane is going to be the lane to be. If it's not there, um,
But that's also something
if
that you got to worry about because um, we've seen games where um, Salty Mandrake's jungle had just gone Nunu and rolled his ball up between lanes on Nunu
it's just gonna,
and
yeah.
just continually ganked over and over again, where two lanes got ahead, or he was there for every single gank for a counter gank while also getting another lane ahead. So it ultimately comes
Uh,
down to that top lane matchup as well as which jungler outperforms that day.
yeah.
And
Um,
if those two teams, as stuff starts getting shaken up and things get more stressful, because this is probably going to go to the max games, um, can they keep their mental? Are they going to start going back and forth, bickering in champ select or during the game? That is a big thing to kind of worry about.
so you never gave me a straight answer.
I honestly don't know. I think it's just going to be an exciting game.
Ah, okay. So
Um,
you don't want to, prediction curse this, do
yeah,
you?
no, I don't want to prediction curse this. I want a good series, though. This would be a great series to watch.
Okay.
Entirely. I'm probably gonna,
I'm
if
gonna
it doesn't
prediction
get
curse this.
streamed, I'm going to definitely record it for TPO purposes so that people can watch it on our YouTube that we have, because we do record all VODs for our games to make sure that
Uh,
you can see it
uh,
at least.
Jim, I'm sorry. I'm gonna actually prediction curse this. I'm
Uh,
sorry here. Um, I'm gonna have to say, based off different games, uh, the uh, based off different games that I've seen from either team, I'm gonna have to give it to. I know that people are going to wreck me for this, and I know they're gonna wreck me for this. I'm gonna have to give it to the Salty Mandrakes. I'm gonna have to. I know that I'm here. Hi, I'm on the TPO channel. um, I honestly think that with the mentality that they can have, if they even if they start off with cats and dogs, um, or if they flip flop either or, I honestly think it's gonna be a 2-0 or a 2-1, in favor of Salty Mandrakes. More like a 2-1 because I think it's going to be just a flip flop, but it's a toss up in the air. But I honestly think Salty Magic's got it. But that is the end of our little TPO rewind, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Jim. Is there any words that you'd like to say?
just thank you everyone for coming and watching us for the first ever TPO Rewind. Hope
Yeah, I know
everyone
it's
has
kind
a
of like
great night.
last minute. By the way, join the Discord. Link is down below. Um, the YouTube there's also a YouTube link. I think the link's working, right, Jim?
Yes, everything, all the links work down there. I went through, I think it was Monday, and added all the stuff down there.
TPO preview would actually be a good. Yeah, you know what? You know what? Leave it alone, Juggernaut. Leave it alone. But we will talk to you folks later. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Probably next time we'll be able to have Jim's beautiful face on camera as well.
Yeah, maybe my camera will work for longer than 2 seconds without deciding to take the mic away from me.
But, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
Ugh. Good job, Lupul.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I have to go deal with some stuff.